So, is deal sourcing and packaging just a newcomer strategy? Is it something that people starting out on their property journey with very little money, very little experience can use just to get started in property? Or is it something that experienced investors would still want to be involved in? The reason I'm asking you that really, and the reason for the video, is that I was having a meeting here. My name's Chris Faulkner. We were having a meeting here in the offices of my property sourcing business, Property Sourcing Central, here in central Wakefield a couple of days ago, with half a dozen investors sat around the table behind me. And one of the guys that I've worked with for a number of years, he's a very experienced investor and developer, and he asked me why I was still involved in property deal sourcing, being an experienced investor. I've been investing in property since 2010, 2011, and I've been deal sourcing throughout the whole of that time. And he was asking why I would still be doing that and why I hadn't sort of handed that over and given that up sort of a lot of years ago. As he said, isn't that just a newcomer strategy? Which set off quite an interesting conversation around the table. We've got quite a few different sort of inputs from the various people. And the end of the conversation is we've got sort of quite a bit of stuff that I just thought I wanted to share with you really. So, you know, for me, deal sourcing is central to my business. I'm out there consistently looking for deals for my own purposes, you know, deals that I want to utilise and properties that I want to invest in. My lead generation strategies for those bring in leads for all kinds of stuff that I no longer want to be involved in. I have over the years done HMOs, holiday lets, haven't done rent to rent. I've always sort of had a lease option on the sort of purchase option on the end of any rent to rent agreement. I've done refurbs and flips. I've done sort of most things in property, and I've narrowed down my strategy quite a lot over the years. But the lead generation that I put out there still brings in lots and lots of deals that are suitable for strategies that I'm no longer involved in. So it makes sense to me that when a great HMO deal or a great rent-to-rent deal or something sort of arrives on my desk that I know is a fantastic deal, but it's not something that I personally want to be involved in, I can package that up and I can sell it on to an investor and sort of charge somewhere between sort of £2,000 and £5,000 generally. You know, if you get a good land or development deal, that it can be substantially more than that. But £2,000 to £5,000 generally is sort of the kind of fees we charge. But of course, doing that ongoing over the year means that I generate substantial lumps of cash that I can then use to invest in the strategies that I am interested in investing, or of course just to generate an income for myself. So, you know, to me it makes perfect sense that if I'm investing in property and I'm looking for deals anyway, I may as well be packaging up the great stuff that I find that I don't personally want to be involved in. Of course, if you're involved in property, whatever strategy you're using, sort of getting a great deal at the beginning is where all the profit is. I can't think of any strategy in property where the profit isn't set by the original deal. You know, if you're doing a 10 to 15 year lease option deal, you know, you set the monthly rent on day one when you negotiate the deal, and that's going to affect the profitability for every single month that you own that property for the 10 or 15 years of the option agreement. And of course, the purchase price that you've agreed on day one is the purchase price you're going to have to sort of use when you exercise the option at some point. So, you know, the whole profitability is in that original sort of deal sourcing negotiation. The same whether it's a refurb and flip. If you pay £10,000 more than you need to do on the original purchase, that's £10,000 less profit when you sort of sell the property on. Doesn't matter what strategy, that sort of it's reflected across every strategy. You know, the deal on day one is where the money's made. So that's a great skill to have, you know, to have sort of the ability to go out there and source great deals for yourself. Having done that, you know, you've got to sort of make sure that if you're selling deals onto other people, that it's only the best of the best that you're selling on. You want to build a reputation for yourself, and sort of, you know, that there's lots of sort of borderline deals out there that you really don't want to be sort of packaging up and making any claims for them that they're not as they say they are. But if you sort of consistently put out good quality deals, then you'll build up a great database of investors who want to buy your deals, and that's what's happened for us over the years. And of course, that's one of the other great benefits of being in this business. Being in the deal sourcing business means that I've over the years made connections with lots and lots of investors. All those investors have different strategies. Some of them are development guys, some of them are people who are sort of looking for HMOs, rent to rent, service accommodation, and because we've worked together on this sort of deal sourcing thing where you know, I've sold them deals, they bought deals from me, I know what they're looking for, they know I won't waste the time taking them rubbish. It means that, you know, we've got a great deal of trust there, which means this is what we're all looking for in property. You know, when that one big deal comes along, those great sort of once in a lifetime or once every couple of years at least, you know, those deals where there's some substantial sums of money to be made. I know exactly where to go, which of those investors that I've worked with in the past would be interested in this deal, whether I want to JV with them on it, whether I'm just looking for some finance for a percentage return. I know which of these people are going to be interested in looking at that, and those deals then no longer have to slip through my fingers. So that's one of the great advantages of being in the deal sourcing business. It means you get that sort of database of people that you work with. So having been doing it now for a number of years, you know, I've got the tap is turned on. This is the way I see it. You know, we've got sort of lead generation strategies that work for us quite effortlessly now. We know where to put the money. We know out of all the lead generation strategies that are out there, we know which ones work for us. Obviously, we'll always try new ones, but you know, we've got a consistent supply of leads coming in. We've got sort of a consistent way of turning those leads into deals, and a consistent way of selling those deals on to investors. And back to my friend's original question, why would I still be doing that after all these years in property, is why would I turn it off, really? You know, if I know that I can make consistent sums of money and have all those other side benefits of great relationships with a wide variety of investors and sources. I also work with a great number of other sources and introduce those sources to my investors. Why would I want to turn that tap off regardless of how long I've been in property? So I just thought I'd put that out there, see what other people think. You know, if you're an investor who's looking for great deals, what I'm going to do is in the comments, the first comments box under the video, I'm going to bob my email address. It's chris@propertydealstore.co.uk, just in case you don't catch it in the comments box. If you're an investor who's looking for great deals, drop me an email, tell me what it is you're looking for, whereabouts in the country. I work with sources all over the UK, so it's not just locally to me here in West Yorkshire. And if you're likewise a property sourcer who would like access to my investors, providing you've got great quality deals and you're compliant, then I'm happy to introduce you to my investors if you've got a deal that you think will be sort of suitable for them. So, you know, drop me an email whether you're a sourcer or an investor. Let's make contact. Let's build our businesses. So, thank you very much for listening, guys. Bye now.